This is part 2 of the video where we're making a calculator in Java. Hopefully I won't have to go on to part 3, but I'm starting to think we will have to. Anyways, before we move on to implement the method that we have to for the action listener, we're actually going to write two other methods. One of them is going to clean everything that we have, or clear everything out. We'll call it clean. So public void clean. And notice it's not taking anything in or returning anything. That's because everything here is written as a global variable. So any method can access any of these. And besides setting the numbers equal to 0, I need to set the operator equal to something. There's not very many things I couldn't do as an operator, but I think the space there is the easiest thing to understand. And then I also need a method to calculate everything, so public void calculate. And then we'll use a switch statement to do all of the calculations, so we'll say switch, and what we do is dependent on the operator, so we'll put operator in there. So the first case is whenever the operator is a plus sign, and in that case what we want to do is textbox dot set text. We'll say new double, and we'll make that double equal to num1 plus num2, and we'll change that thing to a string, so .toString, and then we'll tell it to break after that. This is actually bad form, having the break statement and that all in one line, but it is very convenient, so we're going to do that anyways. And then we need 4 of these statements, one for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And the only thing we have to change in these is just the sign, so it doesn't really matter what order these are in, as long as they all are there. Alright, so that method's all written, and now we just have one more method to write. Let's see. This method's going to get kind of long, and I do apologize for that, but I can't think of a way around it. So we'll say public void action performed, because that's what we have to call it. Action event E. So the reason we have to call that action performed is because of the error that we did have under calculator. But we don't have that error anymore, so we can't really, I don't feel like deleting this to show it. So here we're basically going to have a whole bunch of if statements, well, one if statement and then a whole bunch of if-else statements. So e.getSource is equal to button 1. We're just going to set the first button to button 1. So if e.getSource, oh, that's where my problem is there. We'll say textbox.setText. This is bringing the whatever they hit. In this case, bringing the 1 to the text box. So textbox.setText textbox.getText. So it's getting the text and setting the text box to that number. And it's just a quick little way to do that all in one line. And we're just going to repeat that for all the buttons 1 through 9, and we're also going to put 0 the same way as that. Alright, so I did that with the numbers 1 through 9, then 0, and then I did it with the decimal. Because if they put in a decimal, you'd want to have the decimal in the text box. The order I have these in doesn't matter, but it's just kind of good to keep in either 1 through 9, then 0, or just some easy order that someone can find whatever number they're looking for if they for some reason need to. Alright, anyways, we need to have specific statements for the add, subtract, multiply, and divide. The subtraction's probably going to be the worst one to write. Anyways, we'll just have a whole bunch of else ifs. Actually, these should probably all be else ifs. Let me pause that and fix all these. Alright, all those have been fixed to else ifs. So now we're just going to say else if e.getSource is equal to add. We want to add the two operators, so we'll change operator to the plus sign. We'll say num1 is equal to double.parse double, and this is just getting the this is basically changing the string in there to a actual double. So textbox.getText, and then we'll say textbox.setText, and we'll make that nothing. So this is the addition method. Well, basically the same thing for multiplication and division, so I'm just going to copy that, and we'll say multiply, change that to a star, and then we'll say, change that to division and change it to divide. Divide there. Okay. Now we need to write the method for subtraction. So let's see, else if, and the reason this is going to be longer is because if someone wants a -5, they'll write -5 in there, and we need to make it accept that. So if e.getSource is equal to subtract, forgot those again. Anyways, if that's equal to subtract, we'll have two different if statements. So the first one, we'll say if textbox.getText equals and we'll do this with nothing in there. We want to do one thing, and what we want to do is put a minus sign in the text box. So textbox.setText, and we'll put a minus sign in there. And otherwise, we want to do another thing. What we want to do is set the operator equal to the minus sign. And then we want to treat it like normal. So actually, this whole thing is going to be the same inside the subtraction one. So we'll set that equal to that. We'll say else divide parse double. Oh, and the set text here. That's the problem. I didn't have anything inside there. Okay, so this should be working just fine. And let's move on. We have the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Now we just need the buttons for clear and equals. So else if e.getSource is equal to clear, so if they press the clear button, we want to clear everything. So let's say clean, and we also want to set text box. Actually, clear method already did set the text. Okay, we didn't set the text box up there. Anyways, text box dot set text. And if we didn't want to do this here, we could put that inside the clear method or the clean method. So we'll call that clear. And then we have one more statement to write. We need to see what happens if they press the equal sign. So else if e.getSource equals the equals. And sounds kind of odd, but you can see what's on the screen pretty easily. So num2 will equal double.parse double. And this is just getting whatever's in the text box and setting that equal to num2. And then it's calculating whatever num1, num2 are and using the operator that's in there. And then we'll clean everything afterwards. And, oh yeah, we should not set that to clear because we need to, that'll reset the variables, this clean will. We don't want to clear everything because then we wouldn't have an answer inside the box. As everything should be working, we just need to run this. So the class is called calculator, so we'll say calculator Joey equals new calculator. And we'll say joey.create user interface. Alright, hopefully this runs. Alright, let's try some simple queries. Let's go 8 plus 7 equals 15. We'll clear that out. Actually, hold on, let's say 8 plus 7, that's equal to, need to clear everything, so 8 plus 7 equals 15. If I want to take that times 2 equals 30. Divided by 4 equals 7.5, and make sure subtraction works. We'll subtract 1, get 6.5. Alright, the calculator is working. We have the name of it, our calculator, up top. Unfortunately, these buttons move around depending on how big the window is. There are ways to fix that, but it's kind of beyond the scope of this course. I just want to kind of introduce you to the calculator and show you different things you can do. If you want the buttons in a different order, you would add them in a different order here. Everything else I think you can figure out as you go along. You got to see me type out this whole program. Anyways, I'll just let you see different parts of the code and pause it wherever you need. Anyways, if this video helped you, I'd appreciate if you liked it. This actually took me quite a while to write, so I do appreciate feedback on it. If you want me to do any specific Java videos, please let me know and I'll try to do those for you. Thanks for watching.